Hello, welcome to another reading with Chrysalis Invictus Tarot. I have for you 3 different piles represented by these 3 different decks. So we're just looking for messages from your guides. So calling in your guides, my guides, any energies or entities that will be helpful in delivering messages to us tonight. Taking some long, slow, deep breaths. Choosing from your intuition, choosing the pile that feels most resonant with you. And you'll find the timestamp below and we'll get started. Pile number 1, you chose the Aquarian Tarot. So we're going to take a look at what messages your guides have for you. So this could be anything. We don't know what's coming up necessarily. Let's start here. You had an addiction to a certain way of living, a certain way of socializing, a certain way of interacting with people. It involved a lot of instant gratification. And I can see that is shifting. I'm seeing patience coming in for you. A more pragmatic and thoughtful approach to your relationships. So this could be romantic or otherwise, but I am feeling relationships here, and definitely the way that you relate to your community or to your role in your community. So maybe this was something where you've always sort of felt like you needed to take a leadership role or center stage. And now you're taking on board more of a lead from behind kind of position. So let's get some cards to clarify. By the devil, please. Okay, yeah. So this is really feeling like growth in terms of relationships and what you bring to the table. So maybe before you were bringing to the table like a more immature energy, maybe you know, in dating, maybe it was more of a player energy, or just feeling really I'm getting like a selfish vibe. But we see a movement here away from this energy and away from feeling, you know, this could be areas of entitlement. I'm hearing the backstage is still the stage. So whatever that means to you, there's something where you've learned okay, so this could be through religion or spirituality that you've come into a more centered place, a place of wisdom, a place of like integration. Definitely feeling like a maturity that's come in. A maturity. And this is that movement out of the immature or addictive. This really has that like growing up out of your 20s kind of vibe to it. You could be of any age though, because we all grow at different stages. All pages. There's some aspect of this that is leading you toward communicating about these things. So maybe you had addictions and you are now going to write about that or communicate about that, or, mentor or guide someone in that capacity. The pages are, like messengers. So there's messages coming through in so far your emotions, your material world, and your intellectual world. The only thing that's missing here are the wands. But I feel like the wands was your energy. I feel like the page of wands was your energy, and now you're balancing with, your material situation, with your swords. You're not just charging forward impulsively, but you're actually acting with more integrity. Or this is what you're headed toward. Okay. And so what happened, and I feel like what's happening or where you're at right now is in this place of you've been stuck. The perspective has shifted. So mentally you've experienced this shift, but now it's about getting it into, it's about integrating. It's about getting it into a space where you are feeling the lessons in your body, where you're feeling the lessons in, what you've learned from all of this. You're feeling it show up in other areas of your life. So let's see if we can get some advice for you here. I'm hearing something about a clock ticking. It's almost like maybe this is coming at a later age than others. Like maybe this is a matter where other people grew up out of this before you, or you feel that's how you perceive it. Like you're kind of too old to be learning this lesson now. And we have the tuberose desire. Be certain of where you place your passion. Okay, so this is definitely a lesson. So you are likely a fire sign, even though there isn't fire indicated here. I'm really getting, it's the absence of the fire that is really calling to me here, except for the 8 of Rods, the fast movement. So this feels like someone who has had to, you feel like someone who has had to manage your temper, manage your impulses, manage your passions, and maybe you've gone too far in the other direction, and that's where the absence of the fire is. Like you've become too pragmatic, or you've denied yourself the creativity and the beautiful drive of that fire. Enthusiasm. Yeah, it's calling in. The best can be here. Believe it. The message here is really simple. The growth journey that you have been on, or the what you're trying to do is working. What you're trying to do is working. That movement towards maturity is happening. This is just reassurance, really. Manifestation. I manifest positive outcomes. I really feel like this is something, like with the past of addictions and things like that, or obsessive behaviors or destructive behaviors, there's a tendency to get trapped in this idea, like get trapped in what you used to do. So this is a message about moving forward, and that you are able to make these desires, take that fire energy. I can feel your fire energy. Take that beautiful sunshine energy and make it into something beautiful. Also, I'm getting a message that you're dragging some dead weight around. Confidence. So there could be a person or something, an idea, or something that you are carrying around because you feel like you have to. Confidence. I am confident in all that I do. Absolutely. So this is about reintroducing that fire into yourself. So yes, maybe it got you into trouble in your youth, but you have all the other players on the table here to help balance out. And delivering your message, delivering what you have learned, your specific truth is going to be so, so helpful to others. It's needed. It's very much needed. I'm going to get you one more card for this time. Again, I just feel like this is really beautiful reassurance that you are on the right path. I also am hearing you're going to meet someone soon, next 3 to 4 months, or start to collaborate with someone in the next 3 to 4 months who is going to really change the way that you work and your perspective on the things that you create. 3 of Cups. Whoa, that's crazy that I said that. A toast to friendship before I even saw this card. A toast to friendship in the afternoon sun. 3 cups in happiness. 3 cheers are done. Some of you, I don't know how many of you, there's someone out there and you are a musician and you are going to find a new collaboration in that way, like a new band, 2 other people to play with. And it's going to be really, really great for you. Okay, so that's what I have for you, pile number 1. Thank you so much for joining and take care. Pile number 2, you chose the Morgan-Greer Tarot. At least I think you did. I kind of forgot after I moved on to the first pile, but I think we're going to be okay with the Morgan-Greer. If this is not what you chose, move on to the next reading with the timestamps. So let's see what messages we have from your guides. So we're starting with the Emperor. There's been a defeat. There's been a defeat. I heard, I am not the kind of man who backs down. Now, this could apply to male or female. It doesn't matter. But it's that masculine energy inside of you. So someone has disrupted your pride. Someone has stepped on your territory. And this infraction, if you will, or this violation is something that you have... I really feel like you took it to heart and you took it more seriously than maybe than the situation seemed to warrant. Like, it could seem like your response to this was out of proportion to what this person did. But it's because it represented something else. It represented a conflict that you have experienced over and over again. I'm also getting something about that it could be that they stood in for a father figure, so this, or a boss, like, so this could be a boss or someone who you looked up to in that way. Sorry, my candle went out. Earth. Okay, so you need some grounding for sure. You need some grounding, but this is what has been shaken, is your foundation. And it's because it has this like father energy attached to it. So any issues that you've had with your father, that's sort of resurfacing here. Okay. And I'm hearing that you try to fix it with nurturing. You try to fix it with mother figures, actually. So you go naturally gravitate towards women to fix an issue that's actually to do with masculinity. Remembering that this can be all internal. This can be all your inner world. So the 5 of Swords, yeah. So every time you have this conflict, you regress, you go back. So it feels like, 3 steps forward, 5 steps back. And it's like a perpetual loop. But this is a big moment for you to recognize this cycle. right, and to build your foundation. So I'm really getting that this has something to do with like work, a boss, something to do with your foundation, your home, your security, your comfort, in that way, or your body. This can be violations of the body as well. Let's take a breath. I'm called to remind you that this masculine does not exist in your life in the same way. You have an intuitive sense about you. You have an intuitive knowing that knows how to protect yourself from people like this. Again, you need to trust your intuition. And do not allow others to tell you how things are. So there could be an over-reliance on what other people say. So maybe you have a feeling about someone and then you go to someone else and you're like, oh, you know, this is how I'm feeling. And they say, oh, no, I think this is a good person, or whatever it is. And maybe they are a good person and they're just standing in for this father figure. But whatever it is, the insights that are coming through are really important for you right now. You are becoming your own protector, and that is what is key. So this distorted masculine is transforming within you. And the good news is that eventually this cycle will no longer continue. Like once you've found a way to protect yourself. Yeah, so part of it is confidence. This person or this situation may have shaken your confidence. Be what you want to see. So that's also about, like, you know, if you're a female, whatever, in your inner masculine, like protecting yourself, you demonstrate protecting yourself, and then that's who comes into your life. Breathe. Calm, rest, stop, and just be. Yeah, so there's a tendency here. I can feel hypervigilance. There could be trauma involved here. And let's take a breath. Calm, rest, stop, and just be. So maybe you want to react to something, and you know, like, I know I've said this before, but like, you know, when they say that we choose anger, we don't choose, that's a physiological response. We choose to stay in anger. So this is taking that heightened sense of anger, removing yourself and coming into that space of being and understanding. You know, these readings have been very solar plexus based. It's very interesting. And temperance, yeah, balancing. Finding balance and being centered. Finding that place of strength inside of yourself, your inner masculine. You protect yourself. So there could be a little bit of victim energy kicking around here as well. So be careful of that, of stepping into that victim energy. That's not going to help to heal you. Absolutely, you can acknowledge that what was done to you was wrong, but it's not going to help you to stay in that place. Libyan, gold, Tektite, manifestation. I manifest positive outcomes. This is your strength. And from coming into this space, from coming into this strength, that is how we manifest. You know, we set up the board and then it runs on its own. We don't have to keep pushing the pieces. Once we get ourselves aligned, we don't have to keep pushing pieces around and asking for things and doing big, you know, gestures and big rituals. We can just make offerings and enjoy the abundance that comes in. Azurites, expanded awareness. My awareness is expanding with an abundance of clarity. There you go. That's exactly it. You have the awareness and the clarity to protect yourself and to know when a situation is right for you or not. Sometimes it's hard to know if we've had situations in the past where it's hard to forgive ourselves for. I'm getting you. There's a lot of overthinking. And heart healing was on the bottom of this deck. So I'm called to share that with you. Morning now has had its time. Do not pay it a single dime. Emerge from the darkness. A new day starts. Let light embrace the healing heart. And the candle that keeps going out is air. So there's more need for maybe balancing the element of air within you. Maybe understanding the element of air, however that works for you. Air really represents, the mind and thinking and being logical and analytical and that sort of thing. So, maybe you have, with the hypervigilance, you have an over-reliance on your intellect to protect you. So you're being asked to call in on other things, on your heart. Strengthen your heart. Everything is going to be okay. My heart is with you. Take care. Welcome to your reading, pile number 3. You chose the Barbara Walker Tarot. If you don't know about Barbara Walker, she's worth a Google. She has the most insane biography in all of her random accomplishments. I read a little bit about her and then was like, I must get this tarot because what a fascinating human being. But we're here to get some messages from your spirit guides. Wow, and they have a lot to say. Let's take a look. All right, so 3 of Swords and the 4 of Swords. I'm hearing a fast-moving heartache. So you're trying to process some sort of heartache or disappointment really quickly. Power, the Ace of Wands. Ruin, the 10 of Swords. Wow, okay. Yeah. So this feels like a hookup gone wrong. This feels like a lot of chemistry, a lot of feelings, and then 9 of Swords, cruelty. Wow. Whoever you were dealing with is a no good somebody, let me tell you. The good news, the very, very, very good news is that you emerge out of this victorious. You emerge out of this with a shining brow, glory. If you're sitting there trying to take responsibility for what this person has done, you're carrying someone else's shame. And you don't need to do that. Someone deliberately tried to hurt you or defame you or yeah, and like whether it's in vengeance, like they think it's justified or not, no one deserves this level of cruelty, of hatred, of just like, this is someone who can't take responsibility for their own actions, who can't own their part of things, and you're trying to own parts of this. This is not your pain. This is not your pain. This person may have, like, I'm getting that they maybe you lost friends, maybe you lost a community, you lost a lot from this person. But this was their pain and their own distorted energy that you took on. And you took on the consequences of that. And it's not fair, but we do have to take responsibility for our healing, right? Like, things are unfair. Absolutely. but you can't stay stuck in this place that this person put you in, because it's not your prison, it's theirs. But they just don't, like, they don't have the tools to put themselves in that prison and grow from it. They just don't. Like, they're broken. They're a broken human being. And the people that are around them will realize that you don't have to justify yourself. You don't have to tell your story. And I see you here in seclusion, building that strength, building that resilience for yourself, and building up your power, building up to this victory. So let's see what advice we have for you. I'm really sorry that this happened to you, and I want to fight whoever this is, honestly. And this could be past. I'm getting that this is like, this could be someone that came into your life because they felt familiar, because people like this always come on your path, you know? But you're coming out, this is the last time, like, this is the last time it will have this much power over you. Okay, I do see that you need some healing in your lower chakras. It shook your foundation. It took away some of your personal power. You're building that back up again, and your sacral needs some help. Your solar plexus and your sacral. So if you find something on YouTube, or like I do meditations and things like that, will ask me in the comments and I will try to help you. Orange blossom, yeah, definitely sacral. I am so sorry about this. And I'm with you. Like, I keep wanting to swear. So you have enthusiasm. The best can be here. Believe it. Hold on to that hope. Hold on to that hope. You see this sun shining? That's for you. That's coming. You've got that in your future. You need to believe that. Believe it, believe it, believe it. Cycle them in. Resignation. Say goodbye to what you no longer need. And you no longer need to carry this person. You no longer need to be afraid that you are going to fall into this trap again. Honestly, I think you would meet someone like this and you would see it immediately. African violet spirituality. It's time to connect with what you believe. Believe. Yeah, so much faith is needed here. Believe you can begin again. Believe you have the strength. Believe you care for yourself enough to be what you need through this. So whatever you've lost, you lost it. It's gone. But something much better will come and take its place. And this may not be easy, this journey. I don't know where you are on this journey. Like, for some of you, you're sort of at the beginning of this, and for some of you, you're near the end. Awakening crystal, soul awakening. I am awakening to my true essence, and I am a full expression of my soul's vibration. So this is about feeling immense, definitely connecting more spiritually. Your shadow work, your spiritual community, all of these things are going to help you. And self-love, there it is. I approve of myself and love myself deeply and completely. And you know what? Surviving this is sign enough that you love yourself. Absolutely. Let's get one more card and we'll close out the reading. Let's breathe into that solar plexus. Let's get our power going, and then let's protect our own sacral. We do not need others to protect us. We have ourselves, and then we will invite in those people that mean the best for us. Inner power. Wow, this could not be more clear. What does it say? By your own command, you brought yourself here. At this moment in life, you have nothing to fear. Oh my gosh, yes. How can I not leave you with that? That's the door that you're moving through. And that's the message that I have for you. Thank you so much for joining, and take care.